Ikenna, who are you talking to? I have been looking for you and I heard your voice on my way in. Who were you talking to? Uloma asked as she looked around to see if anyone else was in her hut, but there was no one. This was the third time she had heard Ikenna talking to himself that day. Whenever she asked, Ikenna would say, "Mama, the man has left." Uloma found it strange but did not bother to ask further because she felt Ikenna was just making up stories. But this third time gave her a source of concern. Once upon a time, there lived a widow named Uloma. Uloma was the beauty of her village. She got married early and lost her husband just 6 months after her marriage. She had only one child, a boy named Ikenna, who was the joy of her life. Ikenna had a very striking resemblance with his father, and people who heard him speak said he spoke just like his father. The villagers believed he was the reincarnation of his father, Ikechukwu. Ikenna was a bright, intelligent and cheerful child, but always loved staying alone. Ikenna, who are you talking to? I have been looking for you and I heard your voice on my way in. Who were you talking to? Uloma asked as she looked around to see if anybody else was in her hut, but there was no one. This was the third time she had heard Ikenna talking to himself that day. Whenever she asked, Ikenna would say, "Mama, the man has left." Uloma found it strange but did not bother to ask further because she felt Ikenna was just making up stories. But this third time gave her a source of concern. "Come and go and give Mama Nkechi dis crayfish. Tell her I will collect the money later when I pass by her house." Ikenna frowned but said nothing. He took the crayfish and left for Mama Nkechi's house. Uloma went to the medicine healer that evening to lay her concern. "Baba, Ikenna is beginning to scare me with some strange behaviour oo. He talks to himself whenever he's alone. It is as if he's talking to someone, but it is only the both of us that lives in that hut. Whenever I ask him who he was talking to, he would always say the man has left." Uloma stated with tears. Baba Eze smiled and said, "Uloma, my daughter, calm down. You don't have to worry about your son talking to himself. I believe his late father is trying to pass a message to him. Or maybe Ikenna was just sleep talking. But not to worry, Uma. You can bring him here anytime, so I can also have a look at him." Uloma left with a relieved heart. Baba Eze was the only one who she confided in after the death of her husband. Baba Eze was the one who found that her husband died from food poisoning. She had been very careful since the person who poisoned her husband was not caught and therefore could be anyone. She trusted no one except Baba Eze. "Mama Ikenna, your son brought fine fine crayfish to my house today and told me you will be coming." "Mama Nkechi, how are you now? Please, I have come to collect the money for the crayfish," said Uloma. "Ah, my sister, won't you even sit and gist with me small? Since your husband died, you be distancing yourself from me." "Mama Ikenna, hope I did not offend you," said Adure with tears. Uloma was touched by Adure's tears. She hugged her and said, "Mama Nkechi, you have not offended me in any way. I have just been busy. You know I'm the only one catering for my home now. So forgive me if we are no longer close as we used to be. Adure bursted in tears and hugged Mama Ikenna, telling her not to worry, that God will soon give her another husband. Uloma was already becoming uncomfortable with Adure's words, so she asked for money with the excuse that Ikenna must be hungry and left. She got home to find Ikenna sleeping. She left to prepare his food. "Ike Ike, your food is ready oo," shouted Uloma from outside, but there was no reply. She walked inside to find Ikenna still lying in the same position. She went closer and that was when she discovered it. Ikenna was shivering. "Ah, what is wrong with my son?" Uloma said in panic. She carried her son up only to discover Ikenna was not responding. She immediately shouted and Ikenna was rushed to the medicine healer. Baba Eze was about to rest for the day when some villagers and Uloma rushed in with Ikenna. He immediately jacked up. He examined Ikenna and discovered he was poisoned. Baba Eze asked everyone to go out and started treating Ikenna. He monitored Ikenna all through the night, but although he was breathing, he was not responding to treatment. The news of Ikenna's health soon spread through the village. At first, the villagers thought Ikenna just had a fever and would be fine in a few days. But after 3 weeks, without Uloma delivering crayfish to them, many of the villagers visited her. Everyone who saw Ikenna's state prayed for his survival. In just a month, Ikenna had lost a lot of flesh. Baba Eze had tried everything he could to get the poison out of his system, but something seems wrong. Ikenna will respond to treatment whenever the poison is out of his system and will show no response whenever the poison goes back to his system. Baba Eze was having an unusual feeling coupled with the dream he had 2 days ago. He became very alert. That evening, as usual, Adure visited and offered to stay with Ikenna while Uloma went home to change and bring some food should in case Ikenna wakes up. Uloma felt very uncomfortable that evening and refused to leave Ikenna, but Adure kept insisting. "Fine, I will go on the condition that you will see me off and then come back to take care of Ike." Adure agreed and saw her off without hesitation. Adure entered happily only to find the hut empty. She looked left and right and left again. No one was coming, so she quickly reached out for her bag and brought out a folded leaf. She opened Ike's mouth and poured in the substance in the leaf. She was about to add a little liquid, but Uloma, Baba Eze and some villagers entered the hut, scaring her. "Umma, it is not what you think oo. Baba, Ike will be fine." "Yes, Ike will be fine because I changed the poison you were supposed to give him," said Baba Eze with anger. "No one would have suspected your evil heart if not for Ikechukwu who came to me in my dream." Uloma stepped forward and gave Adure a slap that pushed her to the ground. "Could you? I love and treated you like my sister, but what did you do?" cried Uloma. Adure could not bear it again. She said, "Yes, yes, I tried to poison Ikenna. It is all because of you. Ikechukwu was supposed to marry me, not you, but you blinded him with your beauty. Even after his death, you did not stop. You kept sending your son to my house to show me Ikechukwu still live with you. I was supposed to have Ikechukwa's son, not you. You kept pretending to be a nice woman when all you have ever wanted was to shame me for not being able to keep my daughter at home and control myself like you. Even after his death, you still showed strength. What kind of woman loses a man who she loves and remains sane? I wanted to kill Ikenna just like I killed Ikechukwu so that you will be miserable. Uloma charged at Adure with a knife, but the villagers were fast enough to hold her. They tried calming her down and no one saw Adure coming. She took the knife from Uloma and killed herself. Ikenna coughed and woke up. Uloma ran to her son and they both hugged each other. Baba Eze ordered some men to take Adure's body to the evil forest.